Hello, my mathematicians and fellow origami enthusiasts. This is Miss Foster with a special Folding Friday activity for you. Today on Folding Friday, we will be folding these little adorable puppies in honor of my new puppy, Luna. And I have known about this particular fold for a long time, but I've not often done it with kids because it requires 2 sheets of origami paper, and then the puppies turn out like super big. And I kind of like my origami to be about this big. So then it was occurring to me when somebody asked that I get a puppy fold that I could just take my regular origami paper and fold it into 4 equal squares, kind of like in this image down here. And then I could very carefully cut and fold on those lines. So that's what I'm going to do. But while I'm doing that, I want to tell you that this is my very first ever origami folding video. And I think I'm going to have to start and stop quite a bit. So I ask your patience with that. If you decide to fold your origami paper into 4 equal squares, and that way you can make 2 puppies out of 1 piece, then you'll want to fold it the rectangle way in both directions, and then cut very carefully on the plus sign that you've made. So mathematical. Go ahead and do that, and we will continue this video in a moment. And here we are. So these are the 2 little pieces of paper that I will be using. Now I'm going to show you the first fold that we're going to make, and then I'm going to show myself folding it for you. So we're going to take just one of these pieces of paper, and you have to decide what color you want your dog to be. So I can choose, it's hard to see from far away, but I've got waves on here. Blue waves dog or yellow dog. I'm going with blue waves dog. So that color is going to go face down on the paper. So the first thing I'm going to do with my little paper is fold it in half the triangle way. When you do this, please remember, edges to edges, corners to corners, and check them. Everything should line up parallel and precise. Once you get them there, you pull one finger back, the other finger back, all the way to the edge of the crease and back, and all the way to the edge of the crease and back. Now, one thing I've really learned this year teaching origami is that I really need to go over my creases more than once. And you can see me turning my thumb over and using my thumbnail. That's a great strategy to get a really sharp crease. And you can see when I unfold it how sharp that crease is. You can even see it in the video. The next thing we're going to do is some cheating. So you can do your puppy very pointed. And if you want a pointy puppy, this is his nose and these are his ears. But if you want a less pointy puppy, then you need to grab a pair of scissors, and here's how we're going to cheat. In the original directions I saw, they said to open it up and fold in a teeny tiny triangle like that big. Do you see how small that is? It was too small for me. I couldn't get it. So what I decided to do was just trim them off with scissors. And we can do that. You just scrim off just the tiniest little bit there. Here, watch me do it again. Ooh, so tiny. And you can pick just the first layer and snip off this little bit right there. You don't have to. You can have a pointy puppy, or this might be my less pointy puppy. Now remember, this is puppy's nose, puppy's ears. The next thing you want to do is take these ears and decide what they look like. Are they going off to the side? Are they little short ears that just poke down a little bit? Are they super long ears? You get to pick. I'm going to put my ear about that, like that on this puppy. And then I'm really going to go over that crease. You can see me doing that. I'm going to do a similar thing on the other side. But maybe you want to have a puppy with a longer ear, or maybe an ear that flaps back up. You really do get to take some artistic control here. We just fold those ears down and crease them in place. Now, to finish the head of the puppy, and that's what this is, we're going to take only this first layer. You see how there's 2 layers in there? Just the first one, and we're just going to turn it up a little bit. And again, you can decide to turn it up more than me or less. Now, don't worry about this part back here. This part will be going on the puppy's body, and we won't see this when we're done. When you have finished this, you've pretty much finished the head. Well done. With our next piece of paper, we are going to be folding the puppy's body. Now let's take a look at what we're going to do, and then I'll show you folding it. So first we're going to start just like we did with the head. We're going to fold it in half. the triangle way. But then we're going to realize that the fold is right here, and that's the puppy's back. That down here, this point is the puppy's tail, and these are the puppy's, this is sort of the puppy's chest and front legs right here. So if you're using a little piece of paper like mine, we're going to be folding in that top edge, and the bottom, on all these folds, the bottom will stay parallel to itself. So when we fold this over, it will look like this step. This will be about as wide as your pinky finger, or about a centimeter, if you'd rather think of it that way, which I would, because I love metric. And you can see that when we fold it over, there'll be a pointy part sticking up at the top. This shape right here, maybe I'll draw it for you. This is a trapezoid. A trapezoid is a four-sided figure, a quadrilateral, that has one pair of parallel sides. This side is parallel with this one, not in my drawing, but in the actual photo, and one pair of not parallel sides. Now you might say to me, well, Miss Foster, I thought trapezoids always look like this. Like that pattern block, it's a red pattern block. Wow, that's a bad drawing. There you go. Now you can imagine it, yeah? And that is a trapezoid, but that's just sort of the trapezoid that they have in the pattern block set. Actually, a trapezoid has one pair of parallel sides. These two sides are parallel, and one side of sides that are not parallel, 1 and 2. So that's all a trapezoid is. Now then we're going to do this tricky thing. When we fold this over, we'll be folding over 2 layers of paper here, but we're going to separate them and fold just the bottom layer back. And when we do that, this point is going to want to come pointing down. Do you notice how right here, the very tip top of that point goes into that fold? That's how we measure it. So let's get that part done, and we'll see if we can show you how. And here we are. Now, I've decided to have my main color be the blue waves, so I have my not main color face up. And I'm going to start by folding this in half the triangle way, edges to edges, corners to corners, checking on my parallel here, my parallel here. Great, 2 fingers back, all the way to the point. Don't stop pressing here. Go all the way and back, all the way out and back. And then we have this nice right triangle. But I need to remember that the fold right here, let me show you that, how that's the fold. This is the puppy's back. This is the puppy's tail. And this is the puppy's neck and front legs. And this is the part I'm going to estimate to be about as wide as my pinky finger. Let's see. Ooh, that kind of works. It's about 1 centimeter, and I'm keeping it parallel right down here. So let me just, get that all creased in like that. Now then the next move here, I want to remind you, is that we folded over 2 layers of paper. Do you see them there? We're going to take this top layer of paper, which is actually from the bottom right there, and we're going to open it up. But watch what's happening up here at the point. As I open them, the point is sticking up in the middle of the air. I'm going to just gently push this point down, and I'm aiming for this crease right here. That's where I want that point to go. And there it is. And so that is how you make, this will be the puppy's neck. We're going to put the head on there, and these are his front paws. Let's take a look now at the next step. So we've done this line. Now we're going to do this line. And this part gets pretty tricky. First of all, I want to just point out to you that this bottom edge will always stay parallel. First, we're going to fold in a triangle. And this will sort of be folding in this part right here, where we're kind of giving the puppy a little bit of a rump. Now, you can fold it in as much or as little as you want. You can have a longer dog or a shorter dog, a longer tail or a shorter tail. It's going to be your choice, and I'll show you how we do that in a minute. Then we're going to fold it back, and we're going to do it again. And in the end, right here, we're going to be doing a pocket fold, which is how we did the rabbit ears when we did, if you did rabbits with me at school, which I usually do that before the puppy, so I hope you have. And the pocket folds are kind of tricky, but I was really pleased practicing with a friend today that I think I can show you how they go. So I'm going to take you down so you can watch me fold these steps. So here is my neck so far, my body so far. Remember, the bottom edge will always stay parallel to itself. Now you can fold this in just a little bit. That will give your dog a longer back and a smaller tail. You could fold it in some more, and you could have a shorter back. You could fold it in really far, and that will just mean that your dog is not so big. I'm going to choose a sort of middle of the road approach. I'm going to go right there. But can you see how this bottom edge is not parallel to itself? Let me hold that up for you. This is wrong. Don't do that. Instead, really line it up on the bottom edge right there so it's parallel. And then make your crease. And of course, when you make the crease, now we're creasing through 4 layers of paper. That's pretty hard. You really want to press down hard, go over your creases. Now we're going to take this pointy part is actually the tail, and I need to think about where I want it. Do I want it kind of tiny sticking up like this? Would I like a bigger tail sticking out like that? You get to decide. My new puppy Luna has a teeny tiny tail and she wags it furiously a lot. So in honor of her, I'm going to do it about that much. I'm going to try to hold this up closer so you can see this. Now, do you see those folds? We're going to unfold them, turn the whole thing upside down, and fold them going this way. And the reason why is that when we're making a pocket fold, we're trying to teach our paper, hey paper, you can go this way and that way, because one layer of the paper will go one way and one layer the other. I have not changed any creases. I have only reversed them. Having done that, I'm going to unfold it and flip it back over to the front. Now we're going to pick up this top sheet of paper here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this part of the fold into a valley. We're going to poke it through so it goes inside like that. Oh no, it disappeared. Don't worry, you can find it again. Then what we're going to do is reach in here and grab the tail and make that back into a mountain. Grab my tail and make it a mountain. And it needs a little bit of help from me. Aha! There it is, that cute tail. So the very last thing we're going to do, my darlings, is we're going to glue the head on here. And here you also have some artistic choices. You could glue it way up here and have a nice tall dog. You could glue it way down here and have a short, cute puppy. It's really going to be your choice. You can cock your puppy's head this way or cock it that way. You get to decide. When you think you know how you want it, you should take some glue. A glue stick will work fine. And on this blue kite shape, a kite being a quadrilateral, where adjacent sides are equal. And you're just going to put a little bit of glue stick on there. And then you're going to open up the puppy, and you're going to put this inside of it so that that bottom layer is going on the back. And let's see, I'm going to say that I want mine kind of there. Okay. And now the pieces are together. If you want to make your puppy extra secure, you can flip your puppy over, and here's that back layer. If you fold it back right now and just put a little bit of glue stick in there, then you can lay this down and it will help it to stay closed on the back also. And so here is my adorable little puppy. And perhaps I would like to color a nose on here with a marker or a crayon. Perhaps I would like to do those, that little sort of, this is a puppy's nose we could do there. We could give our puppy little whisker spots. We can also give our puppy eyes. I like to do an oval, and then I like to color it in except for a smaller oval on one side. And for me, I like to give my puppy that oval on the same side, but you can practice with different puppy eyes. And that, my friends, is how we fold an origami puppy. So what's really ironic about this is while I was filming that, my poor little puppy Luna was sitting looking at me through my glass doors. And she was like, why won't you let me in there? She was desperate to come see what we were doing. I love you too. Yes. Oh my goodness, so much. Now, Luna, what do you think about the puppy? Do you like this puppy? Yes, it's you, except in blue waves with yellow legs. Those yellow legs are her little tiny paws there. So I must tell you that the truth is, I love my real puppy more than I love my origami puppy, but I like them both just fine. I hope that you have so much fun folding puppies for Folding Friday. And you know what? If you are only seeing this video, no bite, Luna, thank you. If you're only seeing this little video and it's not Friday, you can fold any day of the week. Trust me, I do it all the time. I even folded this on a Thursday. Thanks for playing math with me, my friends. Bye-bye for now.